Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, but sometimes misinformed. This is Danny G sitting alongside Jimmer and Rio. We've got quite a bit to bring to you today. Long week. We missed out on talking to you guys here in the middle of the week, work situations and shit like that. So we got to get the party started. Let's kick it over to Jimmer for some news.
Yeah, we're way behind in that. There's a boatload. We'll go ahead and start with some injuries. Jets offensive tackle Mekhi Becton out 6 to 8 weeks and to undergo knee surgery on Wednesday.
Yikes.
Just started rebuilding that offensive line.
All right. One of your big pieces.
That was a huge piece right there.
Goes out, yeah.
To protect a rookie quarterback. Nothing special over there?
No, I don't know what the numbers are, but I feel like there are just so many fucking injuries this year.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to read off
I'm with it. You have to play your guys in the preseason.
Yes.
You cannot wait because then this happens.
49ers linebacker Dre Greenlaw to have hernia surgery and will be out 6 to 8 weeks. By the way, when I start going down this, there's going to be a little bit of a pattern. You're going to get real used to hearing 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So, keep going down. We have Washington football team quarterback Fitzmagic will attempt to rehab hip without surgery and is expected to miss about 8 weeks. But I think we kind of talked about that. I don't think they're really in bad hands.
No, boy, balled out. I think he has a better click with some of those guys. You know, Chase Young likes him. So I think he gives them possibly the better chance to win. You know, I liked him. Fitzmagic could wing the ball around, but he would also throw you out of the game. I think Heineke is the kind of guy who's going to protect the ball a little more, and especially with that I think it's probably preferred quarterback because he's not going to throw you out of games. Now, he almost did. He threw that pick the other night on second down, I believe it was. And
he almost did the Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he almost did and threw the pick and, you know, staring down at his receiver. But they ended up pulling out with it.
He took a lot of NFL hits. He waited, chucked the ball, did a lot of things that you would expect a veteran to do. I tell you what, throwing that pick, but then coming back
and leading them down to win.
That was huge. Yeah, I think that said a lot about him.
Yeah, so the rest of this segment is unofficially sponsored by Mick Golden Light.
Get it, baby.
So tasty. I need to refresh the pipes here.
Our official, unofficial, not really, but kind of could be sponsors.
Yeah, we're open for conversations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan Braun, the 2011 National League MVP and franchise home run king for the Milwaukee Brewers, announced his retirement on Tuesday.
Yeah, that was tough the last few years. I was real surprised he just couldn't stick in like a, you know, and being in the NL2, no DH spot kind of hurt him as well. But even stick around me, move to first base. Kind of surprised me to see him not be able to take that track, you know, and burn out a couple of them last few years. So, but hey, you know, great career, leader obviously in the Brewers clubhouse there. So, yeah, good for him.
Hall of Famer?
No.
Not a chance
for multiple reasons. If you're not gonna let in my guy Barry motherfucking Bonds,
yeah,
Sammy and McGuire, there's no way this guy is. This guy got popped. He was so stupid. He got popped after it became a huge ass deal. Like,
yeah.
Come on, man. They almost all but give you the date that you're pissing in a cup.
Yeah.
But that being said, he is their all-time leading home run getter. He's like, when I was looking earlier, he basically ranked second and third in like every major statistical batting category for them. So, last few years kind of completely fell down. I mean, there's only so many Nelson Cruzes in the MLB that can sit here and just play
Turning
forever.
back the clock, baby.
Yeah. Yep. But like you said, that's the DH spot. You know, he's not playing every day on somewhere else in a position. Aaron Gordon of the Denver Nuggets agrees to a 4-year, $92 million deal.
Yeah, well, congrats, making more than me. They could have signed me for half of that. Come on.
Come on, man. I'll go ahead and drop that.
Come on. No, I may put up like 2 points and a rebound, but that's it.
He showed some defense. What is that? They lost Jamal Murray last year. I think they would have been an exciting team to see what happened in the playoffs. Had that Jamal, Jokic, Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
On the defensive side, I think they would have been a really tough out. You know.
Yeah, I think it's definitely
Denver's always kind of been that way. I feel like playoff time,
Yep.
they just been kind of that pesky under the radar team.
Yep. Not even sources. I kind of have it. I have it typed in here as sources, but the Rockets and John Wall have agreed to look for a trade to help each other, as in to help John Wall go to where he kind of wants to go, and the Rockets get out from under that 118 mil or whatever's left on that contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still probably wouldn't be bad. Take that ball out of Doncic's hands a little bit. That wouldn't be too bad.
I would like him to be able to not play that point position all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. I know Goran Dragic was being talked about and stuff like that. I don't think we'll be in the price range for John Wall, unfortunately, unless we can get him to foot the bill, baby.
Well, especially if you're expecting to get more than 50 games out of him in a season.
Yeah, no
anymore.
kidding.
He just can't.
Yeah, he's going to have to take a big-time pay cut.
Yep.
Especially we signed old boy to a big deal, but I would like to see it. I don't think it happens, but that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if he goes to one of the teams, that already have their superstars, and he's pushing for a chance at a ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's kind of doing that and loading up Lakers, Brooklyn. Everybody's kind of getting together for another run, so curious to see what happens there.
So we're going to tie the next two in kind of to each other because they are. Cowboys defensive end Demarcus Lawrence to have surgery on broken foot that he sustained in practice and will be out 6 to 8 weeks. And on the flip side of that, Randy Gregory could also miss this Sunday's game after being put on the COVID list on Monday.
That's tough. 2 starting DNs.
On an already shitty defense.
No, you are absolutely right. So 2 guys that can maybe get pressure on. The quarterback, a good young quarterback who can whip the ball. He can move a little bit.
And Demarcus Lawrence is one hell of a leader too. So you're missing your defensive leader. That's in my opinion.
Right. I'm real curious to see what happens. If we stick with our DNs there, if we move Jalen Smith or Parsons up there off the edge. So interesting to see. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game between the Chargers and Cowboys this weekend.
I did see in an article, and of course it's always sources, this, that, and the other, but I did see that they were talking about putting Micaiah Parsons to play some defensive end there. So
yep.
They also said that about Anthony Barr, who played that in college, but we just don't do it, even when we were struggling last year.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. We Bucks make Lisa Byington first women's full-time TV play-by-play announcer in major men's pro sports.
Yeah, cool.
That's all you got?
That's all you got.
I don't give a shit. Like, what frustrates me is this turns into big news, right? Like, awesome, cool that it's a female that's doing it. All I care about is as long as you don't sound like shit, as long as you know what you're talking about. If you're a guy, if you're a girl, if you're whatever in between, right? I don't give a shit. Like, so the fact that they promote this and try to make it seem like a big deal. So you put somebody that deserved the job into that position because they're good at it.
Like you probably should have done in the first place?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
weird.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. I'm kind of there too. It's awesome, okay, for women, but at the end of the day, it's not that big a deal because as long as you're putting the right person in the spot, if it's a man or a woman, it shouldn't matter.
Right, and I think we need to get there as a society. Like this shouldn't
Right.
This shouldn't be news because
Right.
it should just be like, okay, you deserve the job.
Right.
We picked the best candidate. We didn't pick it because of this, that, and the other. We didn't overlook it. We didn't overlook you and pick a male instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get the same feeling about like, this girl in high school is playing safety. Come across as playing safety on our high school football team. Great, and she's starting. great. If she's the better player, then absolutely she should.
Yeah, and
It shouldn't be that big of news because
it should just be part of
it should just be part of the everyday
life.
Yep.
The only reason this should be news is if she was selected because she's a woman, not because she was better, not because she deserved it. Same
Right.
thing for a guy, right?
Yep.
All about equal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about equal.
Yep. So nice work, cool, kick ass out there, but
Give us some good
it was
content.
well deserved, is what we're trying to get at.
Yep.
yeah,
It was well deserved. It shouldn't be a headline because it was well deserved.
Yep.
That's all we're getting at.
agreed.
So we have Carlos Condit, former UFC interim welterweight champion, and Joseph Benavidez, longtime UFC flyweight contender, retire from the MMA. Now, before I go ahead and kick this over to these two that are way, way bigger in MMA, I watched an interesting video just a little bit ago, and it was St. Pierre said one of his biggest accomplishments in his fighting career wasn't about any single victory. It wasn't about doing this, that, and the other. It was maybe it was because he retired, but it was actually taking a kick to the head, and it just so happened to be this Carlos Condit dropping to the mat and still getting up and finishing the fight.
Yeah, guy's a lethal striker.
Taking that shot to the head and was able to get up. He said that was his proudest moment. So, but go ahead.
Absolutely. Carlos Condit, man, he's always been right there, just kind of on the outside looking in. And as all the new guys have come up, he's kind of it's almost disrespectful to say, but it's kind of felt the gatekeeper, right? Just holding it down. And, if you can squeak past me, then you're probably going to make it here in the UFC. And Benavidez, man, I love this fighter. He's had his multiple shots and just couldn't finish and seal the deal. I bet him certain times. He just looks so darn good. And unfortunate, he couldn't get the gold. But, man, I really enjoyed watching him fight, and it was a pleasure, absolutely.
Keeping with the UFC, Brandon Moreno and Davison Figueiredo agreed a trilogy fight at UFC 269 in December.
Yeah, good fights all the way around. I think it'll be another one again. Be interesting to see, I think it's always a toss-up once you fight multiple times. So now you kind of got to feel the guy. And, it's almost like training partners, right? You see all these guys going and training at different places because after so long, you start, okay, now my training partner is really good at this, and my training partner is really good at this, so I can now counter that. And as you start fighting this guy that many times, right, because potentially, what's that going to be, 15 rounds in the ring? I mean, that's a lot of time. So be interesting to see how this one plays out. But definitely can be some fireworks there again.
Yeah, that always makes it more interesting and probably more competitive when you see each other that many times. And it's not just tape, right? You're in the octagon dealing with that.
Yeah, the field.
To be honest with you, I don't think the kid wins again.
Really?
No. So if I were to bet on it today, that's how I would go.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What? So you seem like? Do you feel different?
I don't know. Figueroa's so dangerous on the ground. I don't know. I like Moreno again, just maybe barely. I think he just showed a lot more of everything the last fight, no matter where the fight went. So I'd maybe go that route. I just kind of.
When is that pay-per-view, Jimmer?
In December.
December. Okay.
Yep.
Once we get closer, maybe smell a whiskey wager coming.
Yeah,
we'll
talk. We'll chat again, definitely.
A little bit of whiffing here. I get
A
it.
little bit of whiffing.
You wanting some of that proper? One of you guys want some of that
trying
proper.
to get some. You guys just won't let me have
Danny.
it.
You just won't let. He just won't
Hey,
lose
it's right
one.
here. You can just
Yeah, you
take a
just-
sip.
yeah,
Here you
go
go.
ahead, take you
Pass it
some.
on over.
Shout out to Connor, the notorious.
Proper 12.
Purdue's banned to be without world's largest drum versus Notre Dame for the first time since 1979. Now, before I kick this one over, I read the article on this. The main tunnel in Notre Dame is plenty of room to bring this in. This is also the same tunnel that the main team comes through and their own band.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, and the other one is, and the visitor tunnel is nowhere near close enough in size. Thoughts? I know what mine is.
This drum hasn't stopped Purdue from sucking ass all these other years, so not that big a deal. I mean, maybe tradition. Okay, sure, I get it, the tradition and whatnot. But as for the football team,
we'll
on the
get
field,
to Purdue here in this later in this, but isn't it called home field for a reason?
Yeah.
Why would any team
Right.
let their shit like that come up on the field? Like you can bring your band. You are not bringing something ridiculous into my stadium.
right? Absolutely.
Nice
Unless you're going to dress that
little
bitch in
mental
pink.
edge,
you
right?
know?
Just a little bit. Yeah, locker rooms being pink, right?
Yeah.
Like all that.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember. I can't remember if it was Texas or a team made Texas band sit like way up in the nosebleed where the band wouldn't even matter at the game. Just
Love it.
kind of getting in the head, but
Yeah.
not that big a deal. But
No. Josh Jacobs ruled out Sunday due to toe and ankle injuries.
you are welcome, John Ramos. Shout out to you for reaching out for some fantasy advice. That was a good call to replace Sterling Shepard with Josh Jacobs, or replace him with Sterling Shepard. So
Yep. So Kenyon Drake, does he take a bump? It's kind of a rough matchup for him this week against Pittsburgh's D.
yeah, I think he's better receiving back. So that could, especially with, we play that half point PPR. Maybe a little bit, you try to stay out of that running up the middle and short passes. So perhaps maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this is high scoring
I-
enough to get blown out. I don't.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know if you have a better option. I'd move elsewhere, but
Agree.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, if you would have had a better option than Josh Jacobs, even if he was healthy.
yeah,
yeah.
that too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yep.
Green. We can sit here and keep going on about all these, but Green Bay places outside linebacker Zadarius Smith on IR for a lingering back injury. I don't think he was in the last game either, was he? When they got spanked
No.
up.
I think I
Well,
might have read he was on
no,
a pitch
like,
count, maybe
not
18
towards the end.
snaps or something.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, even if he was there, it didn't look
Yeah.
like he was there anyway. So,
Yep.
Brian Bulaga was put on the injured reserve for the Los Angeles Chargers also.
Yeah, we can just keep going down the list, but you've got to play your guys in the preseason, get them used to a little contact and moving. Now, granted, yeah, some of the leg snaps and stuff like that, that's unfortunate accident, right? But some of this other stuff, I think, just a little more football conditioning, right, and hitting somebody and getting off the line and this and that, I think,
Getting up on some turf,
right,
some grass, some uneven shit, and
get
Yeah.
conditioned and
Yep.
I think you'll stop seeing the cramps early and stuff like that and just have a better week one outing too.
Yeah, agreed. It's better football when they're more prepared to play, and then you
Right.
don't see the injuries. I think when they went to this whole don't play him as much, don't practice hard as much, less, equipment when you're practicing, things like that. I think they just went the opposite direction.
they're way softer nowadays.
Right.
It's in every
right,
sport.
Yeah.
Like a collective bargaining agreement has softened all these boys.
Right. It's working against the players. They're getting hurt more. I'm actually interested. I might look at the numbers this week and what that looks like this year going into week 2 versus previous years, but it's
Yeah.
got to be worse. than normal.
It's looking
gotta
like
be.
it, Lord.
Yeah, not good.
Otani could be, not even could be. I think I just read when I typed this up. It was different, but could be sidelined for season as a pitcher with a sore arm.
Yeah, just the same thing Mike Trout's been doing year after year is kind of sitting out the back end, right? Because
Yeah,
something's
they're out of-
hurting. So
Out of playoff contention.
out of
anyway.
playoff contention,
He's going
rest
for that
up.
home run.
Yep.
Chase that
Oh.
he's in. So, Kansas City Royals Salvador Perez ties Johnny Bench's home run record for catchers with his 45th of the season on Thursday.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing. I didn't realize that, but I figured more catchers would have some more pop,
Mhm.
traditionally. But
That
good for him.
That is one big man right there. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys watched the home run derby. That was actually fun to watch. But yeah, that's one big man.
Absolutely.
45, so we're at 46 is the lead right now, right, for home runs.
Mhm.
What do we got, like 15 games left or so, somewhere in there?
Somewhere in the ballpark. Yeah.
So we could have a few guys over 50 real soon. So
He could, and he
yeah.
get a little more hot streak.
yeah.
My boy Vlad
Right.
Guerrero Jr. is on a little bit of a hot streak right now. In fact, he homered tonight
Yeah,
for his
especially
46th.
depending on schedule, because the roster expands after a certain date. So some of those teams out of it are playing future players, and them younger guys. So absolutely, you can see multiple people hitting that 50 mark and potentially over.
This one was hard for me to type. And I think it's going to be half-ass hard for me to say.
Because you don't know letters or what?
Yeah, it's I'm a little illiterate. I graduated from Mason City High School.
MCHS.
Mark Ingram says the Texans have a championship contending team. Thoughts?
Drug test that man.
ASAP.
Right, continuous for like a week because we don't want him. We don't want him to, put the slip on you or like some Johnny Bones kind of stuff.
Right.
Drug test that man.
Well, what we heard about, we were talking about that earlier. It's like these guys are getting drug tested for posting Instagram videos of them working out with their shirt off.
Yeah.
How does shit like that not get you a random, quote unquote, random?
Right. Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Come on, man. So how does
Watson
feel?
Or I was to say, or does he think Watson's coming back?
Right.
They stole a victory before Watson comes back. He's also been. That was breaking news,
Healthy
by the way,
scratch,
about.
right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, another healthy
another
scratch.
healthy scratch with a non-injury.
And you heard they turned down like 3 first-rounders and 3 third-rounders.
What?
Yeah, back.
Yep.
What?
I'm not sure when it was, but yeah.
They didn't, but the team, we don't know who the team was, right?
No, don't know who the
Yeah.
team was, but that's what they turned down.
Yep.
Yeah, should have cut bait right away. Like
He should have.
Yeah. Well, what's going to hurt Watson is what if they win 5 games this year? He could only lead them to 4 last year. What does that say?
They're not getting to 5.
What if they did? I'm just
nothing.
saying, I'm just putting
One,
it out
one win isn't. I mean,
Yeah, it ain't nothing, and they're not gonna get there.
I don't think they're going to. Either,
first
for
off,
the record, but
I don't think they're going to. But secondly, if they do get to 5, they also played 1 extra game.
Yeah.
They played 1 extra game. So okay, so they get the week 17 one where they're playing a playoff team that is sitting all their starters. Okay.
he's hoping for them to lose as many games as possible, and then for them to draft Spencer Rattler, and then cut him loose. That's what he's hoping for.
yeah.
I think they just want some more clarity. I think most of these teams just want more clarity
Oh,
on the
yeah.
situation.
Right
As
now,
soon as-
absolutely.
As soon as that's done,
Does Miami go
like,
for it?
what do you mean Miami? Everybody better. Minnesota better be having a conversation. Like, how are you not? I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care what is. So I had this conversation with one of our coworkers, Eric White, and like what it would take. He's like what he would have been willing to. He rides Mahomes, right? I'm like, well, you get the conversation is what they gave up. They had to trade up. I'm like, well, is the cost really ever too high if it's the guy?
Right. If it's your franchise quarterback for 15 years,
Right.
or say 10, whatever.
My point is, I don't know if I'd actually be upset if, like, Minnesota gave up 5 first-rounders for him. I think that'd be the line. I mean, I would rather not. But if they said 5 first-rounders, okay, so you have a franchise quarterback, a stud quarterback for the next 10-plus years. You don't have to worry about that. So you can still trade other players to try to get into trade other picks to try to get back into the first round. Losing your first round pick is not a death sentence.
yeah, that's what people take that for granted, right? You could have a.
Is it though?
solid
Because
team.
what did the Vikings give the Cowboys? And then
They gave away a lot of shit. But more
But
specifically,
for what
like,
position though?
it was just
for
it was
running back
right.
at that time. At that time was a big deal. But
right.
But that being said, like for instance, if we're talking Minnesota, since I brought it up, most of our talent that has succeeded as of last 5 years or so has came out of the second round. Brian O'Neill was a second round pick. He wasn't a first
Who
round
the
pick.
fuck is that?
Right tackle, stud.
Is that the one that just got paid?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But they have a bunch of them that like succeeded in the second round. Their second round pick, then their first round hasn't been swinging as high, at least in the last I want to say 3-4 years. So I'm just saying it's not a death sentence. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't want to give up 5, but that'd probably be my line. Like if they came across and everything was cleared or whatever, and there was no more issue with Deshaun, you're a Viking fan. Would you be upset if you found out tomorrow that they traded Kirk Cousins and 5 first rounders to get Deshaun Watson?
No, I would be worried if they went further and if they included like Cook and you know other pieces. Then I'd get a little worried. But what people take for granted is the fact that quarterbacks get paid the most by far for a reason, and it's because when a team wins a Super Bowl, you might not know every player, even the skill players, but you know who the quarterback is. The quarterback is the hardest position to nail, and when you know there's one that is the man that can take you there, you do what you can to get him. The rest, you can figure that shit out.
Yep.
But, yeah, I totally agree. Eric White. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that may be too steep. I'm like, you're telling me that Super Bowl championship was too steep for it would have cost you, let's say it would have cost you five first-round picks. You would have been mad. You guys also drafted a shitty-ass running back, the third or fourth best one in the first round a couple years ago. So you basically gave away a first-rounder to Pear.
I said Jonathan Taylor, right?
Yep.
Best running back in that class.
Yep. Let's see what else we have here. We had LSU running back coach Kevin Falk, former Super Bowl champion with the Patriots. Away from team after his daughter's death, not expected to coach versus CMU.
Yeah, prayers for him and his family, and definitely tough.
Yeah, couldn't imagine.
It's tough. Yeah.
So, prayers there. Saints put defensive end Marcus Davenport and Quan Alexander on IR, plus 7 coaches out for COVID protocols.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I think I read they only have 4 coaches left on staff right now. One of which I do believe, unless I got it wrong. Well, I'm never wrong, just sometimes misinformed.
Thank you.
Is Jermon Bushrod? They called him up, so they have that. I thought this is interesting. Interesting part of the article was he was a offensive tackle. He wants to become a coach, and through the Bill Walsh diversity coaching program, he was on with the Saints, basically learning to become a coach under that program. And he's one of the ones they had to call up, basically all right, playa, we need you. We're down 7 coaches, so we're gonna go ahead and fast track you here. They said they said Sean Payton's been very hands on because he has no coaches. He's hopping from everywhere.
Don't matter as long as Winston's arm doesn't go in COVID protocol. Good to go.
Yeah, because the other team will definitely be intercepting him this week. his 5. Stop shaking your head over there.
He's about to have 10 touchdowns and 1 interception. I'll give you 1 pick this week.
What do you say?
We
were on
85
touchdowns.
Oh, we're already setting the table for the whiskey wager. We are already setting the table for later. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Minnesota Vikings Griffin in concussion protocol after deer causes wreck, and he's out Sunday. Linebacker Anthony Barr and first-round offensive tackle Christian Darrisaw also ruled out.
Yeah, you gotta love living in the Midwest. We're starting to combine right now. Deer getting a little scared. They're starting to run in the roads more. Things like that. I'm sure it was something like that. You just can't plan for that shit. That sucks. I'm glad he's okay. It's just a concussion, but it sucks.
Well, until we find out he was going into his teammates' houses again. And this is
we're optimistic.
We're optimistic it was a true deer.
Yes.
Yeah. So, former Miami Hurricanes football player Rashawn Jones pleads not guilty in killing ex-teammate Brian Pata. Insane. It's just insane. It was such a weird thing that
it was.
Evidently, a bunch of them knew that he did it back then, and the cops it was a weird. They had to get called out in this, and it took years for them to actually. They tried to claim they basically knew, but they needed a little more evidence here and there, and then finally, I think it was a couple months ago was when the official charges, and he got taken.
Right. Yep, I remember that.
So, and I think. Last one to wrap it up here is offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy says focus is on the Kansas City Chiefs, not USC Trojans opening, who he looks like the lead candidate.
Yeah, definitely. I don't see why not. He's not at least in the conversation for several coaching positions, probably, but probably one of the most lucrative in college football, definitely.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I think if you're in a position already coaching, you have to say that, right?
You have to.
You have to be like,
Yeah.
I'm looking straight ahead and this, not like, what they got over there for me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, especially I believe in the past he's literally said the only college teams I would even consider, and he listed some, but USC was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm focused on football," okay, bro,
Mm-hmm.
got it.
And probably well deserved at some point. Like I'm on the fence
Yeah.
with this one. So when I say on the fence, I think he is. I believe he is, and I wouldn't have a problem with him even being our coach if like Zimmer gets cut this year. But I'm also on the fence because there's also a bad taste in my mouth. The Vikings hired Brad Childress, who was directly under Andy Reid when they were with Philadelphia. What a lot of people don't know, and I don't know the exact same extent here, but what a lot of people don't know is back then Andy Reid called his own plays. I think he still kind of does now.
Oh yeah,
So my point is, we hired a guy that was the offensive coordinator for a high-profile offense that actually never really called the plays. It was actually Andy Reid. Is that what's going on?
yeah. I don't
Here?
know enough about the Chiefs, but that was my first thought when they were like offensive coordinator and I'm like, that's Andy Reid's offense, so I don't know how. Maybe, but like I said, I don't know enough about it. I don't know how they run things, but
A lot of them,
that went through my mind too.
a lot of them
Yeah.
kind of been panning out though. I mean, Nagy isn't a horrible offensive mind. I mean,
Jesus Christ, we're going back into this. We had this
Oof.
debate before.
yeah.
He had one. He had one magical year with him so far, and we'll see what happens once Fields takes this job. We'll see what he can do on offense.
Do it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
They need to. They need to stop playing. Like, why? What are you trying to prove there? You know what I'm saying? We were
Yeah.
talking about Andy Dalton.
Did they just not want Fields to get wrecked?
I
again,
think
or
that's what it
Like,
is. I think they're
yeah.
trying to give the fair shake to old boy, and I think we called this out in earlier podcasts. It's like what I don't understand is why. Like I don't know. We thought he would have to be perfect, right? That Andy Dalton would have to be. That's what I'm getting at. Andy Dalton would have had to be perfect and light it up to keep his job. Still, I don't know. How is he not starting this next week? I just don't get it. Everyone got excited when he jog onto the field for the few plays that he did come in against those Rams. So,
Yep.
You feel like you have a whole different shot. So, that is what I have after that big old long spiel there.
All right. Well, we'll move on to this week's college upset picks. Coming in for mine, I have BYU, 3.5 underdogs, taking them over Arizona State. And they're actually ranked. Arizona State is ranked 19th and BYU 23. So also my upset of the week, I guess. But in Provo,
I think that's at BYU, right?
yep, in Provo, they're going to run the rock. I think they're going to definitely pull that out. My next one, Michigan State. 6.5 point underdogs. Taking them to take out Miami. It is in Miami, but I think they're going to play a little bit different style of football.
You don't think that weather and that humidity is going to play a little bit of a factor?
Well, I think it's going to favor Michigan State running the ball.
Okay.
Instead of trying to spread it out and everybody run it,
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm taking. And then Virginia, 2.5 point underdogs. I'm taking them over West Virginia. That was kind of a strange pick for me, or just to see it pop up like that. Anyways, but that's what I'm taking because that's in West Virginia. But number 15, Virginia Tech, they've looked good, right?
So you've completely bailed on the Big 12 already before Texas even leaves.
No, not
Is
just
that what you're
giving
saying?
up. Not just giving up, but I just Virginia Tech looked good, and I think they pull it out regardless.
I think it's kind of like that, they had their extreme moment. That will keep it PG. They had their extreme moment this year. They had the huge upset. The place went pandemonium, and West Virginia balls. West Virginia has been one of the better defensive teams in the Big 12 for quite a while. And they know how to play offense too, and it's at their house. So are they giving the points because West Virginia looked good?
No, it's at West Virginia.
That's what I said. It's at West Virginia. I'm talking about Virginia. Oh, my bad. I should have said Virginia Tech.
Okay. Yep.
Are they just keep tossing like, man, they look really good, blah blah blah, and I'm like, hold on, you're going to West Virginia. West Virginia is, traditionally not a bad team. So
yeah,
not a bad pick.
Those are my picks for that.
For upset, your upset picks.
Yep, college upset picks.
College upset picks. All right, Rio, not bad. Not bad. You might be a little misinformed on some things, but not bad picks for the day. So when I look at my upset picks, so we've got Nebraska and Oklahoma. No, I'm just kidding.
Get the hell off the show right now.
We were talking about drug tests earlier. Yeah. Give one to this guy.
Here it is.
No, legitimately, I like the way you were looking at some things there, Rio. Honestly, though, I think my upset of the week is going to be Purdue over Notre Dame.
You took that. I told you leave me alone.
Yeah, Notre Dame has had close games, right, against not that great of teams. So not a horrible pick. That one was kind of put on a platter for you to swallow there. Too easy.
There's a lot of things he swallows.
Yeah,
too easy there.
We talked about that earlier. I thought you were taking the.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So, but I like Purdue just as a fucking shot because they won't let them bring the drum in, so they're gonna
be pissed.
Yeah, they're gonna be pissed at the end.
Oh yeah, I liked it even before that, but then when you put that in there, I'm like, dude, Notre Dame has not played up to what they keep ranking them at, and yes, they have been dropping them. They have been dropping them back, even with victories, they've been pulling them back. So, I like that one.
Yep, definitely.
That's it.
You got one?
That's your only pick.
Well, so I like the Virginia Tech because West Virginia's right. So I didn't want to redo everything you said.
Okay.
So I like that too.
Yep.
But Purdue's the big one.
Okay.
All right. Since you already jacked one of mine, I like, and this kind of hurts to say because I'm a Big Ten guy, but I like Auburn plus 5.5 at Penn State. Auburn, I do believe, if I looked at this correctly, is in the top 5 on both total offense and defense in the nation. Now, I understand they haven't played like powerhouses in those first 2 games, and I do get that. But I think I was actually surprised to see that it was more than a field goal, in something like this. So I'm like, I'm taking that all day, and I actually think they have a pretty good chance of upsetting them. So I did pick them for my upset pick. I have, let's see. You kind of took my one. You really took my, that one hurts.
It's too easy. Too easy. You can move on to your NFL picks.
Well, I could do that. I wrote a bunch down. I'm just seeing if there's one that I would. Oh, I'll give you one. Okay. So I wasn't gonna do this one, but I actually like it. I must be borderline becoming a fan of this university here. I have San Diego State plus 8.5. This is at home against Utah. I think they win this game. I don't think they get enough love on a regular basis last few years, and they quietly just kind of do their thing, and I think they're gonna pull the upset off. I don't know if it's really an upset, and like it is by betting standards. All my spreads are based off of FanDuel, but Utah hasn't exactly been. I think they already do have one loss.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're gonna be on the same one, but go ahead, kick it over to you for the NFL one.
Well, before we do, who doesn't get enough love is my UCLA pick for the year. They're only favored to win by 11 at home against Fresno State. You gotta take that too.
Jesus.
Take that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're all fast.
All right, moving on to some NFL upset picks. Give me the Bengals, 2.5-point underdogs. I'm gonna take out the Bears here.
Mm-hmm. That's stupid.
I don't know. The defense seemed to
You-
play decent. The
you should-
offense was kind of gelling.
You should put your whole 401k on it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm taking that. I think they end up winning here. You know, I feel like we all kind of think Justin Fields a guy here, and until they do that, I think the offense is going to be a little limited. Once you bring in Fields' ability to run, that read option is just going to open up that offense a whole bunch. Another one that I liked was, the Eagles over the 49ers. Only 3-point underdogs in Philadelphia.
You like Philly to do that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Give me Philadelphia
What
in
are
a
you-
high-scoring game.
First off, what are you nuxing for? Wasn't that
Yeah.
like your Super Bowl winner or something stupid?
Injuries happen, bro.
No.
No.
That
But
49ers defense is beat up.
yeah, 49ers coming in beat up. They let Detroit put 33 on them.
We already went over this. That
Right.
was slop. It was slop.
That-
Right, it could be. So take that over as well. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Over 49. Well, at least on
Dude.
ESPN it's 49.5. I don't know what it is on FanDuel, but I think it goes high scoring.
Let's get stupid with this one. I'll take both you on. I'll flip the points around. There's no way. I'll double the points.
We're doing a triple.
We'll do a damn triple. This is like we're getting dumbed on. That's not an upset. That's straight dirt.
So if you lose, you're doing 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Warm
So
whiskey wager.
I'm giving 3.
official.
So I'm giving 3?
You're doubling. So a touchdown.
No, what was
right?
it though?
It is 3.
So 6.
Let's go with touchdown.
Oh, so you're trying to wiggle another one? Are you scared?
Just go to touchdown.
I
You're
said-
so
I said-
confident.
Did I say
you
double?
wanted- you
Did
wanted-
I say double?
You're wanting to double
Hold
down.
on.
You're so
I
confident.
said
Give us a
double,
touchdown.
and that's confident. I said double.
Right.
That's confident. Do you know math, or is
Give
Texas
us
still getting
give us
fucking
the
weird?
touchdown. Let's go.
Are you guys the one that developed
You're-
that new weird ass math with the fucking brackets
Let's-
and whatever? The
Let's
what's
go.
it
Give
called,
us.
Danny?
Give me the touchdown.
I can't even remember what
I
it's
can't remember
called.
what the hell that special math
Common
is called.
Core.
Common core math. I bet you
Yeah.
it
I
started
seem to
in
know
Texas.
a whole lot about that.
That's because I had to learn it because that's how they're teaching the kids. Like I said, I will give you double the points.
Okay.
Chicken shit.
I'm in.
He's hesitating over there.
Whoosh.
I'm in. I like that pick too. Yeah, I think the Niners
Chalk-
have too many
Chalker down?
defensive
Alright.
issues.
So
man.
you're in for 6.
Injuries, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
fucking Sally.
What do you mean,
Man.
Sally? I didn't do it for 3. I gave you extra points.
Dude. So some of it was slop against Detroit, but as soon as old boy got injured,
Who's
Detroit
old boy?
started the other D-back that got hurt for the Niners last weekend. I don't know who they're down to now at this point. But as soon as that happened, that's when and you could call some of it slop for sure, but their defense didn't look the same
Is
after
Nick
that.
Bosa still out there? He's healthy?
Yeah, because
Okay.
he does. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Anyway,
not worried about
it's
this.
a wager. It's a
See,
warm whiskey wager.
It's a warm
folks.
whiskey.
And,
Let's do this.
Jimmer's about to lose another one, but
No.
so
Is it double versus a single each?
Rio,
one?
were you finished with your picks, or did you have more you want to talk about?
No, that's all I had.
Okay.
For my NFL picks.
Okay. So not necessarily an upset pick. I don't expect the Texans to win, but I do think they get inside that 13 that Cleveland's favored to win by. So just wanted to point that out. But here is an upset pick of the week. I think the Raiders could potentially beat the Steelers
No.
this week. And I would not have said that had that Monday night game not happened.
So
Yikes.
So would you be saying this, or maybe you haven't seen it because you have been on the road on business? Did you see what Derek Carr said?
About his receiver.
No.
I just saw one interview with Derek Carr.
Okay, so there was one where he was talking shit about the immaculate reception. Do you want to rethink this one a little bit? You don't think that defense is and that nation and Steeler Nation's gonna be a little fired up for that?
No, this is one. What? No, this is. I'm good with this. I think the Ravens, even with their injuries, overall should be a better team than the Steelers, and the Raiders somehow magically just beat them. I think they've still got some magic, and they could do it.
Yeah, I do think the Ravens aren't as bad as what they showed. I think give time for the running backs and everything kind of gel and get that handoff right, and I think it opens up the offense a little bit, or it runs smoother anyways than what it was the other night.
Also,
there were some botch handoffs. I don't know if you watched the game. The backfield did not gel.
The Raiders' defense actually looked
pretty
good.
Actually,
I mean, for a team that could not get a quarterback pressure to save their life a year.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think I do agree with Danny. I think the Ravens are gonna iron things out. I said they were playing with running backs that hadn't taken first team snaps really.
So you're agreeing with him that
trying to iron
Raiders
it out.
are going to beat Pittsburgh?
No, I was saying the Ravens will be better than what they showed.
yeah. Also, the Saints are only favored by 3.5 over Carolina.
Yeah, I do appreciate you keep taking all my stuff. So
you didn't say anything about that.
It don't matter if I do say it because you just take them.
Here we go. All right, fine. Over to you then, Jimmer. What do you got?
Yeah, maybe we need to switch this order up because a lot of finger pointing going on.
A lot of finger pointing.
What's some NFL?
Jot some stuff down. Let's see. My upset pick is he just mentioned the one. I have the Panthers covering and winning against the Saints 3.5, and I also
That's not what I was saying.
What'd you say?
I was saying I think the Saints win by more than 3.5.
Oh, you're just going above the upset.
He thought it was.
Gotcha.
He thought it was ridiculous.
It
was too close.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's ridiculously stupid of you. So you're just on a roll tonight. What the hell happened in Detroit? What the hell happened in the Dirty D?
There were some crazy long car rides, man.
You got to understand, it was a week.
God, you think no?
Yeah.
You are dick riding Jameis Winston way too hard.
Riding it until he throws an interception.
On pace for 85.
On pace for 85. He's about to be
Bouncing.
10-1 after this week. So let's rock.
Yikes.
Hold on, this bottle's about to go
hold
empty
on.
here soon.
You want to take some whiskey wagers on that? Because
I didn't say anything about a wager, okay?
Okay.
right,
We're
we
just
got to
getting a
call the dumb shit out, right?
Right, like when we start saying the silly stuff,
No, I completely disagree about Carolina winning. I will bet you on that.
Carolina wins this game.
Oh.
Okay.
What do you
Whiskey
put?
wager.
Whiskey wagering?
We're just getting wasted.
We're just getting drunk.
We're just getting
Number
drunk.
2 on the day.
So we're getting bombed on Monday.
Let me
by
get
the
this
sounds of
down.
it.
Let me get this down.
Jimmer is, at least.
All right, so Danny and Jimmer.
It's going to be rough for you. Don't you got to go to work?
Yeah, I don't. I won't be rough for me.
Uh,
I don't know. You'll have to go back home and try to explain to your wife why you're bombed when you're supposed to be doing a podcast.
I'll be fine. I'm excited for this.
My other one is Titans plus 6.5 at Seahawks.
Yeah, I was looking at that one, and I'm not sure. You got to show me something. They just come out so bad that I didn't feel, I don't know. And, I just couldn't at the moment, so.
I think they need to win.
Yep, need a rebound.
It will have to be. They'll have to control the tempo of the game. They're going to have to get back to what they do. That's running the rock, beating them down, letting King Henry be King Henry, and then the play actions take over at that point.
Right.
Getting Julio. I mean, the coach called him out during the week here. I don't know why, because you got throttled. There wasn't one bad call or one bad play where you went a little over. Yeah, bad penalty that cost you that game there, big guy.
What was the deal with Henry that game? Was it just situational? He didn't get enough carries? Was it game one? He just didn't have a flow?
Yeah, I don't know. He had 17 carries, 58 yards. They were down. I think their defense was just so horrible that, Arizona was up 24-6 in the first half. At the end of the first half. And then Arizona put on another 14 in the third. So I think game plan kind of got in there. He still had 17 carries. So Arizona did their thing. I think some think Chandler Jones kind of swung his big old hammer around.
What was that?
Swung his hammer like Thor, baby.
I don't get the reference.
Like we stated earlier, Texas is a little slower than the rest of the United States.
Just put it on the table.
Kevin Hart?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
Now I know.
Y'all nasty motherfucker.
Y'all motherfuckers need Jesus. I think the game just got out of hand, and then the defense was horrendous. So,
yeah.
So if you own him in fantasy, you're not too worried.
No,
Okay.
no.
I would beg to differ. I think I am a little bit worried. The offense out was that bad. It worries me a little bit for sure.
I think Taylor Lewan will become Taylor Lewan of old. They'll seal up that pass rush. What worries me is the offensive coordinator. So
yeah, and maybe that
a lot of people don't realize that they have a different one this year, and usually you just think, run, tote, play action over the top. So they have new pieces going on. Let them get it ironed out a little bit. I'm not worried about Derrick Henry. I'm not. Once they get rolling, and like I said, I believe it's going to be this weekend.
Okay.
If the Seahawks do win, it is literally because that Titans defense is that bad that he's able to wing it around. And mind you, I have Russell Wilson on my fantasy team. So do I want this to be a high-scoring affair? Absolutely.
Well, I think I misunderstood you. I thought you thought the Seahawks being favored by 6.5 was too little. But you're saying you think...
I think the Titans win.
You think...
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I think the Titans win.
Picks to win.
Right on.
Yep.
I like it.
So we can... I'm going to go ahead and roll right in to my Stone Cold locks. My first one up is Cincinnati -3.5.
Damn
at
you.
Indiana.
That is mine, yeah. I think same there. I think they hammer them.
Yeah, this offense and defense is way too good. Indiana showed that they don't have a defense. Their offense is purely dependent on, a very talented Michael Penix, but he's also prone to interceptions and stuff too, as we see. And it's basically, if they win, Penix will have a special day. Cincinnati's just too good. I think they're always, not always, but they're flirting with that conversation of trying to make it into that 4. The college football 4 right there for the playoff. But I have Oklahoma -22.5 against Nebraska. And you heard me correct. Stone cold lock. Nebraska is nowhere near on the same level as Oklahoma. Oklahoma knows what they have to do, especially playing in the Big 12, that you need to throttle everyone that you can. And they've already shown that they have no mercy. What they just do, 77 to Biff or 77 to 7, whatever that score was, they have no mercy. Nebraska is not going to be able to hang. And this is in Norman. I think this is honestly I feel pretty confident about it. Yeah, I like it. I have the Rams -3.5 at the Colts, and I'm still dumbfounded by this. Of all the ones we've talked about, this is the one I'm like, what am I missing here that I don't know? How is this 3.5? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Colts are a bad team because they're not, but they're not in the Rams level.
Yeah,
the Rams defense is special. They're good, very, very good. Arguably one of the top ones in the league. And the Rams offense is only going to get better every single week. And I don't know if anyone caught that game, but damn.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford and
MVP.
weapons is
MVP. He's got it going on.
Yeah, so lock that up. I have wagers in already at FanDuel on that one. I have the Packers -12.5 against the Lions, and I also have the over 48.5 on that. If they lose this game, we're going right back to what I was telling you guys. Old boy's throwing this so he can get traded. Aaron Rodgers. That's all it is at that point. He
Would he do that
he
to
owns the
Devontae?
Lions. He owns the Lions over his career. This is not even. This game isn't going to be close, and it's at the Packers. So,
Yeah.
chalk that one up. At the Chiefs minus 3.5 at the Ravens. I think the Ravens have faced way too many injuries, and I'm big on the Ravens. I think they, especially before the season started, to have them winning the division. I still think they're going to be a damn good team. So let's not overreact to 0-2 start, because that's what I'm predicting, obviously, if I'm taking the Chiefs. I don't think that'll be for the rest of the season. I just think the Chiefs just have a little bit more of what you need to beat them. And the Ravens aren't built from coming from behind. So if the Chiefs get ahead in this, I feel pretty confident in this one. So Stone Cold Lock. And my final one, and this is another one where I kind of was scratching my head, like, what the hell is going on here? At the Broncos, -6 at the Jags, and under 45.5 points. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, as in the Jaguars aren't going to put them up, even with my future Hall of Fame quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. But I don't get how it's only -6. That Broncos defense is, in my opinion, another top 5 defense in the league-esque, somewhere right in there. They can do it all. And then that offense is clicking. Yes, they lost a piece. They lost Jerry Jeudy, but Cortland Sutton, Hamler, who's the other guy?
Judy.
No, Judy's injured. They have another
Judy's
one.
out.
They had another one that he was heavily looking at. Not to mention Noah Fant.
Yeah.
But they have a decent run game. 2 guys kind of going there, rookie, and then Melvin Gordon. Obviously, something lit a fire under his ass. So, I don't know why that one's so low. -6. This is the same Jaguars team that literally just got doinked up. Yes, I understand, by a potential championship contender in the Texans, but
Mark Ingram.
Yeah, but that's what I got from my Stone Cold Locks, baby.
All right. Moving to my Stone Cold Locks. Give me the Bengals, 2.5-point underdogs. Taking them to beat the Bears, right? They held Dalvin Cook to 61 rushing yards. David Montgomery is not as good as Dalvin Cook. I think they stuffed the run.
First off, they didn't hold Dalvin Cook to shit. The Vikings.
Okay, well,
the
Dalvin
Vikings
Cook
penalties,
finished with 61 rushing
the Vikings
yards. So
penalties held him back from.
Either way, we're looking in the stat column, right? So I think they hold David Montgomery, under that. I think they win this game. And
hold on, real quick. And this is even more shit talking in the Vikings sense. Danny's trying to figure out his pause or his silence button on his stuff.
Yeah.
So, Dave Montgomery just ran for over 100 yards against, we just said, the best defense in the league.
So did you watch that game?
Yes.
Did you realize the kind of defense the Rams were playing? They played so soft up front. Like, all they rushed was 4. So the running lanes were actually open.
So Aaron Donald walks in here right now. Would you like to tell him he was soft? That's still Aaron Donald.
But did you watch the game? Literally, there was all kinds of running room for 8 yards just when they locked down the pass. So good.
Why would they have to lock down the pass? Andy Dalton's so dog shit horrible. Why would they have to do that?
Is.
Why wouldn't you shut down the one thing that was on fire last year?
Maybe that's how they play this year. But
I'm confused by your guys'. I'm confused. I did watch it. I'm confused by your guys' tactics right now.
So you see what happened, right?
They played so soft. He ran all over them.
Right, and they played so soft. They were allowing.
You still have to tackle, and you still have the best. You have the best defensive player in the league, right in the middle of that defensive line.
I'm not the only one that noticed it. Announcers were saying.
Who was the announcer?
I don't know who were the announcers that night. I don't know, but they were talking about it too. How it was crazy how they weren't firing linebackers and stuff like that. They were just kind of playing their 4-man, letting them go, and then Montgomery was picking up good yardage.
Different defensive coordinator this year. So things are going to look a little different.
Yep, and that's what it looks like.
Still, we're talking crazy right now.
Anyways, I think, Bengals take that. Another one, Coastal Carolina, 13.5 over Buffalo. I think they smack Buffalo up.
Oh.
Give them, not by much more than that.
Yeah.
Give me like 21, 24, something like that. I think that's what they covered on Kansas, I believe,
right.
which is better than Buffalo.
That's a lot more. That's 10 more. That's 10 more points.
So,
yeah, I'm not saying I dislike it.
Yep. So go ahead and give me that. And then, of course, I had the Cincinnati one. I think they blow Indiana out of the water there. So definitely put money on that as well. Those are my three.
Yeah, so for NFL Stone Cold locks, Bills over the Dolphins. Right now, Bills are only favored by 3.5, looks like. Josh Allen's going to have a coming out party for this season. I think they end up beating the Dolphins by something like 14.
Did the season not start last year? Or last week?
I said for this season.
You said for the season.
Yes, for this season.
Yeah, did it start last week?
So they had a rough out against the Steelers.
Oh,
right?
okay. I picked them as my Stone Cold lock, so I'm a little butthurt from them doing this to me last week. I'm trying to be a compadre to you, and trying to not let you get led down the same lane I did.
No, I understand. That Steelers defense is something else. I mean, is the reason they started off 10-0 or whatever last year.
Yeah.
They're gonna blow up. I think Josh Allen's gonna have a huge game. They win by at least 10. I'm gonna say against the Dolphins. They're just gonna get back on track. The other one I'm looking at, we made the bet on it and everything, but I think the Saints win by 12 against the Panthers. The only thing the Panthers have going for them right now is Christian McCaffrey and that virtual reality panther that comes onto the field. Every time I see that video, it's pretty badass. If you haven't seen it yet, Jimmer, I don't know why you haven't, but it's fucking killer.
I'm trying not to interrupt you guys on every dumb thing you say, so I'm letting you try to finish.
So,
it's difficult. So difficult.
Listen to this.
Oh, my God.
Jimmer is misinformed. He also, did you realize,
Rio,
he had a stone cold lock on like half of the NFL games next week?
Right.
Yeah, that seems.
I had 4.
I had 4.
Yeah, how many teams are in the NFL? 32, so 16 games. Almost a quarter of them? Yeah.
It's quite a few.
Yeah, I feel pretty damn confident.
It's quite a few. So for college, stone cold lock here, UCLA over Fresno State. I think they whoop that ass. UCLA obviously is really good, and I think I don't know, man. They
you just can't help yourself, can you?
In this game. So, yeah, those are my locks. Rio, what else do you have?
That was that's all I have on my locks, but let's touch a UFC card that is coming up tomorrow night. I have a couple picks there that I like. If Jimmer's slow ass internet will load for me here.
Internet works fine with me. What is yours? A 1980s laptop?
85.
85?
Yeah, 85. Come on, man.
I'm old at 86. So.
Come on, man. This one I do like Anthony Smith. He is a favorite here. At 160 plus 160 at the moment, at least on ESPN.
Minus 160?
Yeah. Sorry. Minus 160. So, he is a favorite. I do like him.
Anthony Smith, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you.
Anthony the Lionheart.
Yeah. Taking him here. Kind of a weak card here, unless you know some of these other guys. Going down, let's see. I like Raquel Pennington as well. Also the favorite here on the undercard, on the prelim. I think she does well there. I think her grappling gets it done. I'm also going to take Emily Whitmire. She's also the favorite, slight favorite. So nothing really stands out here to me for underdogs winning. Pretty much betting a lot of the favorites here. But that's about it on this card. Like I said, not too stacked of a card here tomorrow night. But
no, main event shouldn't be too bad. Starting to get us warmed up for some big cards coming up before the end of the year, though.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's exciting.
So, Danny, why don't you give us a little bit of story time?
Story time.
We're gonna do a little story time. You were telling us earlier about your trip there. Can you go ahead and tell how wonderful a business trip went for you? And you got educated on a little piece, and you educated us when you came back about how close Detroit was to...
Oh, to Canada?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long week. A lot of driving, a lot of training, things like that for work, so it was fun. One thing I did learn is Detroit is basically in Canada. I had no idea. Planned on flying in.
I had no idea.
And I set up a hotel, and little did I know, after I set up the hotel, I kind of double-checked it. I'm like, this doesn't... What the hell is that address? It looks like it's like Ontario or something. Well, luckily, I called and checked on that because they're like, yeah, you're going to need to cancel that because you can't come. So I had to cancel that reservation and find one that was actually in Detroit. So it was an interesting night of sleep. One funny thing, get up to my room, and the, I don't know, a couple levels up, boss had come in, and she texted us. She's like, oh, my God, I could literally get high in this elevator right now. That's what she said. I said, no, I'm sure a skunk just died. It's totally fine.
Right. Hold on. Was it the outside air of Detroit that you was smelling?
I'm telling you. But it
Dirty
was
D, baby.
It was pretty funny. What was interesting was every time, so we stayed at 3 different hotels for this whole deal. Every time, like, the hotels took a step up. Like, the first one was like, okay. It might have bad water. It's in Detroit. Like, it's
hold on. Is it like, was it almost like Super 8?
Not quite. I mean, it was a Holiday Inn, right? So it wasn't terrible, but the level of it, like, it was like, kind of middle of the road. And then it seemed like every time. So the next one was better, which we were like, all right, sweet. The last day, though, this is a funny story. So we walk in, and there's people that got dogs and shit. They're just walking all over the fucking place.
Was this also in Detroit too?
This one, no, this was in Ohio. So
Okay.
there's dogs all over the place, right? We're like, what the hell is going on? It's like these sheep dogs or whatever. So apparently we came at like the worst time because this hotel houses all the people that do these sheepdog competitions. And so there's these old ass ladies walking their sheepdogs with like booties and stuff. Like there's some kind of competitions that they do.
What the hell?
And to make it more interesting, that night when we stayed at that hotel, apparently they do a masquerade ball. So we get on the elevator to go back up after dinner, and like there are these old ladies with these masks that they're holding up. They do this masquerade ball thing. It was just super weird as shit, but
a good time.
yeah, but it was also the nicest hotel that we stayed at too. So it was like a huge step up from even the other one. So it was a really weird dynamic, but people with a bunch of money putting their dogs in competitions, shit like that. But it was interesting, I'll tell you that.
How many hours on the road were you?
Let's see. So first day was like 2 and 4, so 6 hours. The next day was 3 and then 2, I think. So 12, 13,
so it
somewhere.
only cost you or the company like $10,000 in gas money.
I know, I'm telling you.
So
Gas isn't getting cheaper.
it's not.
Not at all, dude.
What?
I checked. I just checked today.
What?
No, not at all.
Dang.
Did they offer a COVID shot at the pump?
Not yet. I heard
Okay.
it's coming.
Okay.
I did hear it's coming.
Right. Get that, and you can get 12 booster shots
Hey, there's 2
that come with it for
So
free.
there are a couple things in our favor, right? You see, by the way, I had you share that story because I thought it was pretty funny. But there's a couple things working in our favor. I don't know if you heard our wonderful president. Great guy.
Hell of a fella,
and
old
the,
Joe.
And the mandate, right? There's a couple things working for us here.
Okay.
First off, we're not making any money doing this yet. So we're not really a company yet,
Right. Right.
So, and we're under 100 employees. So,
Thank goodness.
Absolutely.
we
I don't
have
think I
that
could.
going
I don't
for
get.
us.
I'm
Do
not
the
sure if I
crickets
can
count?
hurt any. Yeah.
If the crickets count, we might be over.
I know we
Oh,
might be Jiminy and his
oh, God.
homeboys back
Yeah.
there.
Right. You know, we could put a few more on. I can hate more than 2 people, especially 2 Vikings fans.
Yeah. So
I don't know why you're
Did you-
talking shit. I almost picked the Cowboys to get their ass whooped in one of these
What the fuck?
pieces today, but I didn't. All right, so shut your fucking mouth.
Hey,
why?
I don't know
wouldn't
about
you
ass
put
whoop,
them
but
there?
I could definitely see him losing
They're gonna.
against the Chargers.
I'm trying to keep it like borderline PG-13 over here because I was gonna say some really nasty shit about how bad your
Okay.
team's gonna lose.
Okay, so we lose to the shitty fucking Bengals. All right.
The same shitty Bengals that you keep hyping up. I'm so confused by your tactics. I'm so confused.
Come on, Skip.
Because you said
they're a playoff team. Their defense is so good.
What
They're
did
gonna
you
whoop
say?
up on the Bears.
No, I didn't
at
say that.
Soldier
I didn't say that.
Field.
I didn't say that.
That's exactly what
That's
you were
not
saying.
what I
You were
said.
saying ridiculous shit.
No, but I was happy to see them fucking smack up the Vikings.
We smacked ourselves up.
Oh man.
Chances Hawkeyes keep it undefeated against Kent State.
1,000%.
Oh yeah. If you are betting anything, that's 100% bet right there.
One thing I did not like on
44, 45, is that what you're going to say?
No, I'm all right with the over under.
Okay.
I am not for the
I don't know.
spread. Like
What
let's
is
say
the spread?
the spread was
13 and a half?
I'll pull it up quick. No, it was like 22
22
and a half.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think it's 22 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it was like
Man,
22 and a half
yeah.
on FanDuel. So if you're doing an over under of I think it was like 45 or something
yeah,
like
right
that,
on there.
you're saying
That Kent State puts up 20. Right?
No.
Because what you said
Yeah.
the over was 45?
No, it'd be like
no, it'd be like you're saying the Hawkeyes are going to put up an ass load of offense.
35 to
So-
10 or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
so
something
you're banking, So you're
Yeah.
banking on
I don't
what,
think-
either the defense is going to score, keep scoring
Keep scoring
touchdowns,
touchdowns.
which isn't a normal thing to think of,
Mhm.
not a realistic thing, I should say. But the defense isn't going to bend because you need 22. I don't know. I'm
that
not
is a
quite
little
seeing it
weird.
like that. Like if I were going to, and I'm going to stay away from it, but if I were going to bet, I would actually bet on Kent State to cover the.
Keep it closer than.
Yeah,
well, I don't know about closer. Just if we believe that it's going to be under 44.5 or whatever, the Kent State's going to have to cover that almost just by process of elimination.
20 to 10
Yeah.
or something. Like we're going to do one of our dumb things and just
Right.
hang out.
Offense is going to look
Yeah.
bad, but defense is going to ball out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely the strong point of Iowa.
Did we talk about Texas today?
Be the defense.
Who's Texas
No,
playing?
Why would we?
Rice. We'll take care of business. Starting Casey
Rice.
Thompson. Yeah, we'll take care of business. We'll blow them out.
So you guys are just going to alternate quarterbacks whenever shit gets rough.
This guy.
So your head coach was already wrong. At least
Nah,
our
I
head
think-
coach kind of rides or dies.
Rides with the shit, right?
We ride it to the end.
Nah, I think he was just saying, okay, if Hudson Card's going to be my guy for the upcoming years, might as well just play him now. But
So you
it's
think
just
he's in?
what's that?
You think he's playing
Hud-
from here on out?
No.
Oh.
Casey. So he's starting Casey Thompson, which is the junior, right? Which I thought who should have started to begin with. The way he come in the Alamo Bowl and led the offense, right away, and he just the offense just plays better. He has more pocket awareness, and that comes with being a veteran quarterback, right? He's got more pocket awareness, knows when to take it. He seems to have more energy, connection with the deep ball too. Hudson Card missed like 3 or 4 deep shots, which would have been touchdowns because the guys had like 4 or 5 yards of separation. So I think they blow out Rice. Take care of business.
Hey, I still like your running back. He's a stud.
Yeah, he is
That's
a
about
stud.
it. That's where it ends.
Yeah,
That's where it ends.
That's
That's
where
where
it
it
ends. We are.
But he's a
Hey,
stud.
Arch Manning, come on out. I see you're scheduling a second visit. Let's go.
Well,
Maybe.
there's that. Danny, do you have a closing segment?
Do I have it makes sense if you don't think about it?
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, I do today.
Holy shit. He was not
Yeah.
looking too confident
Yeah.
earlier when we asked him.
Yeah. So here is my. It
Yeah, the
makes
Vikings
sense
winning the North. Got it.
if you don't think about it. So here's my segment, okay?
'Kay.
So Jimmer, Rio, and I are driving out to our fantasy draft a couple weeks ago. And at the time, these boys, they're big Office fans. For those of you out there, which is probably everybody.
Which, why wouldn't you
sorry,
be
I
America?
Yeah.
Just never watched The Office. I think I've seen an
Beautiful.
episode or two. No big deal. I don't hate on it. Just never watched it. Doesn't seem very funny.
Dude, whoa.
Anyway.
You're not going to sneak that in.
Yeah.
You're not
Hold
going to
on.
sneak that in.
Back that up.
Yeah.
I've seen
Back
an
that
episode
up.
or two,
Hold
but I
on.
don't
Yeah.
think it's
Hold on.
funny.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's all we needed
Yeah.
for Make Sense If you don't think about it right
yeah.
there. You're done.
All right. So, anyways, follow us on.
Go ahead
Well,
and finish yours.
that actually was my point. So they want me to watch it so bad.
It's his
And
homework. It's his
so
homework
Rio
assignment.
has this on VHS or something ridiculous. I don't know what the fuck.
What the fuck?
He's got it. He's got everything on there.
You realize you're like 40, and what? If anything, you would have something on VHS.
So he's got the collection.
DVD, baby.
I just don't know who has DVDs anymore. I guess that's my point. And they say, hey, here's your assignment. Go home. It was Labor Day weekend. Watch it on Monday, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Give them to me. Rio does not give me these DVDs.
He didn't
And
ask for 'em
every
either.
time I come in to this goddamn studio, they're giving me shit. Have you watched it yet? I'm like, no, I can't really watch it until this guy gives me the DVDs.
It's on Peacock.
Nonetheless,
I have Peacock so I can watch The Office without having to throw a DVD in.
Nonetheless, they
Because who
still
the
give
fuck
me
has a DVD
shit.
player anymore?
It makes sense if you don't think
If you
about
don't
it.
think about it, yeah, you're not wrong. Have you watched it? Kind of hard to watch it if you didn't lend them to me like you
Get
said.
a 10-day pass to Peacock and fucking watch the thing.
I was promised DVDs in hand.
Well, I lied, so fucking there it is.
So there it is.
There's that. Deal with it. Nah, I'll get them. I'll bring them to you.
No,
tonight.
but that's about it. Anything else, boys?
So tomorrow is
There
a
you
big
go.
day for me, Rio, Luke, and Jared. We
Yeah.
are we're partaking in a beer scramble golf tournament.
Let's go.
Buffalo Run.
There's going to be some videos. Look out for them.
Yeah, there is. Don't be shaking your
Okay.
head.
Maybe.
There'll be some videos, and we will be posting them up on YouTube. But we're not going to this with any thought process of losing.
Yeah,
This
we'll
is-
drink our way. Even if we are, we'll drink our way into it.
We're going to, because if we haven't stated before or we didn't make it clear, every beer you drink is one stroke off of your score. I've been basically training for this since I was 14 years old.
It's your time to shine.
And
Time to
this is
shine.
my. So I thought, and it probably was when I've been to Vegas a few times, and that's kind of like my Super Bowl. You know, I go out there and I show these boys how to actually drink. And yeah, dude, I drink way more than you, kid.
Hold on. I remember you
Oh.
crawling on a bus. What?
Dude, that was so much alcohol. Nobody wanted to drink. Hold on. Are we telling where we went?
Man.
Hold on. Is that where we're going? So, towards the end of the night, we decided to attend an adult facility. And when I-
No. We were in Fremont, dude, when we were coming
Yeah.
back.
Oh, no. I'm not. I'll get to that part. What were we doing before that on Fremont? We went to where there's a bunch of classy ladies that like to
Undress.
undress.
I don't know. One girl did. What'd she say? She's like, she crawled up to me and she's like, for $1 you can sniff my asshole. I was like, keep crawling, honey.
Keep crawling, honey.
Appreciate the offer, but keep crawling. Oh my
Keeps going
goodness.
down. I'm like, oh my god. So when you go in here, you pay. I can't remember what we paid. I think it was like $25 or something like that, like at the door, right? Does that sound right?
Some kind of stupid.
$20.
Yeah, you had to get.
But you bought 2 drinks.
Yeah, you had to get 2 drinks.
You get 2 drinks with that $20. So we go in there as a mass group, and we have a bunch of drinks lying around. Nobody wants to finish their shit. So I'm that guy, like, the hell we wasting for? I start drinking everybody's drink on top of already been drinking. This is what, 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, we've been drinking, all afternoon, and well in the evening we were hammering down on some straight liquor and stuff like that. So we were feeling pretty good.
We were feeling pretty damn good. And then my, dumb ass, I go ahead and start killing off these drinks right here that nobody wants now. And there might have been a time where we walked back towards like the main street on where the vehicles are going by, the buses. That's what
we
we're
had to
waiting
go get
for.
on the bus.
We're waiting for the bus to get back to our hotel because we're on Fremont Street. And, a few things happen here and there,
Right.
whatever. I think a Coke machine got some urine on it.
It did. I can vouch.
You can vouch.
I can vouch.
But regardless, we get on this bus, and we're sitting there going, and I am hammered. I don't know. That was probably the most alcohol I've ever drank in my life right there that night. Everything considered all day long.
Right.
Get on this thing, and I just remember.
So the bumps and like the sidewalks where the crosswalks are.
Yeah.
So as we go down the street, right, we kind of have to go over those, and we're hitting him, and he's like stumbling around, and like he falls on the ground. He's cussing at this bus driver like, "You don't stop it, I'm gonna," and then it's just going crazy. Oh, he was so intoxicated.
I'm pretty sure that she started hitting those bumps on purpose at that point.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you disagree with that part? Like after I started bitching that she wasn't trying to catch some?
I don't know. She's trying to get you to throw up.
Yeah.
So tomorrow.
So tomorrow, we've been training for this, and there's no way that we are losing this tournament. We are coming away with a trophy.
Have to, unless Tyler Kennedy shows up on somebody else's team.
On someone else's team.
That dude can drink for like 48 hours.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah.
No problem.
Speaking of Rio, I don't know if you noticed this. Jimmer's playing Tyler this week.
Is he?
Do you see the projections
Yeah.
in this game?
No, what is it?
Yeah.
A blowout for Jimmer?
No.
The other way?
It has a 50-50 almost.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
Tyler might pull
just
this
started
off.
laughing.
I don't
It
know.
might pull this off. Now you're being
Hold on.
dumb.
Hold on. Well, I mean, you have to look at the matchups and everything. Like, he could get lucky, right?
That's my point.
Travis
right?
Kelce goes for 50, and
And that's all he has on his team. Yeah.
Totally
Yeah,
good.
no.
That's what I
That
don't get. Is
that
how
and
it's
Danny's
that close.
goddamn man crush Jameis on his team. Yeah. Oh, so we're counting the
Yeah,
17
the
touchdowns
85.
he's in
There
this
it
game.
is.
Right,
That's
on
another
pace for
50. That's
85.
100. Just between those two, that's 100.
And there's 100 right there.
here's a Hyundai.
So it's like projected for like right around each other.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
133, something like that.
Hold on, 132 to 135 with him winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at the
he's
matchup here.
projected
Yeah.
now.
You remember what did we say? What Paulie O'Shea say?
Uh,
What you could do?
he's
What
like-
can you do with projections?
He's like, you know what I can do with those predictions that come out? I can take those predictions, I can crumple them up, and wipe my ass with them. He's not wrong.
He found out.
Let's see here. So, McCaffrey at New Orleans, Montgomery, Cincinnati, DeAndre, Minnesota.
Let's
That
go
hurt. Kenny Galladay, that hurt. Only 5.
Yeah.
He just wasn't on the same page with old boy because Slayton caught a touchdown, I believe, and
he dropped
dropped one, and then Sterling Shepard had 17, I want to say, or something like that, something good. His team, it's bad. Damien Harris, he may go okay against Jets. Henderson faces Indy. Devontae Adams will ball out for him.
And then
Yeah.
maybe Travis Kelce. And then 17 touchdowns from Jameis.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. That's
5
gosh.
touchdowns.
No, stop. Stop right now. So
Yeah,
first off,
tough.
let's go ahead and fill in the other way. There are 2 people out of 3 at this table right now that are undefeated this season, and then one that is at the very bottom with the by far lowest score too.
Did I get the lowest score?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. Well, I know none of my guys.
Did you break 100?
balled all? No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I think you did. Didn't you have
No, I
like
think I had
10
like no. Did I end up with that?
I thought Jackson gave
Oh,
you-
I did. Yeah, 105.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson. Yeah, last week was.
Isn't that about what the
horrible,
average
dude.
was before we went to PPR and an extra receiver and
Like I
6-point touchdowns? I
third
think 105 is a good solid number then.
third twice in a row. That's no.
You're
So
not going for a third for a
Well,
fourth time, third time.
So Zeke, of course, dog shit, and then my receivers didn't give me nothing. Justin Jefferson ended up with 10, which is okay, but not who you want. I took him early in the third, I believe. So, but
Who, Justin?
yeah,
You got hosed though.
yeah.
That touchdown, that
Yep.
was a touchdown.
Should have been a
Well, for
touchdown,
him, yes.
absolutely. But
so whoever had Dalvin, which is Miles, I do believe is appreciating that because
Right.
he got the
Yep.
touchdown right after.
and then Julio and Terry didn't do great for me. So off to a good start this week. Scary Terry like 23. Washington's defense just not. I don't know, not clicking yet.
I don't
Only
know.
got me 10, but
Maybe-
even at just
They did
eight
give up
non.
way too many points to the Giants. I give you that.
Right, yeah.
Maybe. Well, even the first week. So maybe
what I'm saying.
they overheard 3 Gig Sports overhyping him a little bit.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Absolutely.
I mean, I got to admit, Tyler Heineke, he probably brings them down to 12 wins, like instead of 14. Like they say.
Yikes.
God, that was such. I'm big on Washington, but God, and that is not why they would stop. Stop. They're still going to hit their 12, basically because of consistent quarterback play. I'm rooting for the guy. I think.
No, he's fine.
I think they'll be just fine, especially in that division. The Giants are the only ones that can compete with them at 9-8. I mean, they lost that last night, which you both can admit. Didn't they lose that like 3 different times? The Giants.
Yeah.
And we just talked about the drop touchdown pass.
Yeah.
They had the victory in hand.
Yeah.
It was ironic. It was a lot
They
like
did.
the Baltimore game.
And then
on
what the
Monday.
hell happened? I guess I didn't see the end because I was at work, but what the hell happened where they couldn't chew any time off the damn clock?
Right. You get the ball on your side of the field, get a pick, set you up to win the game. Right? It's just.
Saquon didn't look very good either.
Yeah, he was limited. But, yep. I mean, he had a few bursts.
One. He
So.
had one.
Did he have just one?
There was a
rip off
point.
one?
There was a point in that game when he had that 41-yard run, but he had 38 or 39 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What did he end up with? Like 50-something yards? But
Yeah.
like 39 of them or 38 of them were on one run?
yeah.
Yeah. But behind that really bad O-line,
Hey,
but he showed some shiftiness in the hole and
you know,
stuff
but
like
at
that.
least Kadarius Toney came out into social media and started throwing a fit because he's not getting the ball his way. A rookie
Right. And,
that
and
no
you're
one's
like,
heard of.
right, you're fourth on the depth chart. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. You're the first
Yeah.
round pick, but come on, dude.
Like, come on. Like, Evan Ingram, who I don't even think played, was getting more targets because he's more credible than you.
Hey, we all have more receiving yards than that guy.
Yeah,
Let's
negative.
He's got
go.
-2. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. You can pay me a lot less than a first-round pick, too.
Oh yeah, dude, give me a crisp $50 bill, man. I'll pull in the parking lot.
I'll rock it. All right, guys. So that'll wrap it up for today. Make sure you give us a follow on the socials. We'll have some more videos up on YouTube, TikTok, those different things here soon. Jimmer and Rio are going to have a good time tomorrow, drinking a couple beverages. And, again, podcasts are on everywhere that you can stream podcasts, including Apple Podcasts. Make sure you check it out. Anything else? Closing thoughts?
You know, appreciate the interaction we're getting where it's growing, and it's growing more and more, and it's not just – and we appreciate all the friends and family doing helping
Yeah, most definitely.
and following and all that stuff. But it is expanding more and more. We're getting more interaction. So we appreciate you guys. Hit up the questions. We'll go ahead and we'll answer them for you, too. We'll bring you up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Become a 3-gigster, baby.
A 3-gigster. You might get yourself a shirt.
Shirt, hat, we got you.
3 Gig Sports. We out.